Welcome to the Dr. Mudgil podcast. This is episode 141. It is officially August. It's crazy. This summer is actually quite literally flying by. It's been a great summer. It's been nice and hot. My kids, I'm sad to say, are halfway through their summer vacation, and they're already starting to dread going back to school, and I feel for them. For some reason, our school district starts before Labor Day, which is, I think, criminal since all the other school districts around us start after Labor Day. But anyways, we got a few good weeks left to try to squeeze the remaining juice that we have out of the rest of this summer. And, it is just flying by. But anyways, let's get back to the juice of this podcast. So I've said in many previous podcasts, like Instagram posts and TikTok posts, I always talk about how when you put good karma into the world, it always just comes back tenfold or several-fold. And, it's like injecting positivity in the world. It always just, the more positivity that we all inject into the world, obviously the better that our world is, but the more that comes back to you, it's just sort of, that's what karma's all about. It's, for me, it's sort of a guiding light of how I live my life. And, I have a great story to share with you guys, which kind of exemplifies this very literally and in real time. So last Friday night, my wife and I went for a date night, and it's something we try to do. We used to try to do it once a week, but, life gets in the way sometimes. Life gets busy. We will usually grab a quick dinner with each other once a week, just the two of us to kind of, just chill with just the two of us and catch up. But, on occasion, we'll do something a little bit more robust than just grabbing a quick dinner before we go home to the kids. And last Saturday night, we actually had a great night planned. We had dinner. We had some Mexican, a nice Mexican spot near us. I love Mexican. It's my absolute favorite food to go out and eat. And then we went to the Jones Beach Amphitheater, which is an outdoor concert venue here in Long Island, which is it's a beautiful place. It's basically an amphitheater kind of set over the water at Jones Beach, and you're outside. The sun is setting around you, and it's that nice, cool breeze coming off the ocean. It's just a really amazing place to see a concert, and a lot of amazing acts actually come through Jones Beach. I've seen, we got through the years, I've seen so many bands come through there, but I've seen the Allman Brothers come through there. I've seen Fish come through there. I've seen James Taylor there. And this last Saturday night, we actually went to see a band called Train, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. And it was great. It was a great concert, good music. They sounded amazing, actually. Pat Monahan, who's their singer, just literally sounded like just as good as he does in the studio. It was amazing. So because it was a very special date night, I got great tickets. My wife and I had great seats. And, during the concert, we had some drinks before the concert. It was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. And during their set, I went to try to, grab some more drinks for us. I didn't make it in time. I guess I missed the last call. But, it's, when we're at a concert, it's a schlep. You got to go to the bar, get the drinks, and then work your way back. And, by the time I got back, my wife, she had a t-shirt that she was holding that was she had put it on the chair behind her. She's like, oh, check it out. I got this t-shirt. And I guess, Pat Monahan, who's the singer of Train, was throwing t-shirts out, and my wife happened to catch one of them. But I did catch this part of the magical part of the night. So the singer of Train put a shirt, he signed a shirt and then put it on. He went around to the band members, and they all signed a shirt. And Pat Monahan kind of pointed in the direction of where my wife and I were sitting, and he tossed the shirt in our area, and my wife just, she caught it again. Her reflexes, cat-like reflexes. But there was a gentleman behind us who was at the concert with, it must have been his 12, 13, or maybe 14-year-old daughter. And he tapped my wife on the back, and he said, actually, I think that T-shirt was intended for my daughter. And, my wife didn't even think twice about it. She just gave the girl this autographed T-shirt from Train. It was just reflexive. She's like, all right, that's fine. What are we going to do with the T-shirt, right? And, who knows, this might have been this teenage girl's favorite band and playing their favorite songs. It was a very special night for her. They had great seats as well. Maybe her parents splurged so they could go to this event. And without even thinking about it, my wife gave her the T-shirt. So I guess Pat Monahan was the singer of Train, was observing all of this stuff. And when the song ended, he said, like literally in front of like 10,000 people at Jones Beach, he pointed out my wife and he said, "Hey, I would just like to give a very special shout out to that woman in the second row who caught this autographed T-shirt and gave it to the girl standing behind her." And he's like, "I want to take care of you guys at the end of the show." This is literally in front of 10,000 people. It was wild. So the concert goes on. The concert ends, and the band all get together in the center of the stage and they bow. And like right before they go backstage, Pat Monahan runs up to the front of the stage and he points to my wife and I and said, "Hey, hang out, guys. I'm going to take care of you guys." And my wife and I, being the old farts that we are, it was getting like late in the night. And we're like, "Oh, man, should we wait? We want to get home. We're tired." So we actually didn't really wait. We kind of working our way out of the arena. But when we're kind of like halfway out, someone comes running towards us from like the side, and taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and he says to my wife, he's like, "Ma'am, were you the woman who gave the girl behind you a T-shirt?" And my wife was like, "Yeah, that was us, or that was me rather." And he said, "Well, here you go." And it was actually a sweatshirt signed by the band. He the roadie ran all the way out to us while we're on our way out, just to give my wife this autographed sweatshirt. And it was amazing. It was it was, first of all, it was unexpected. It was very, very kind and very unnecessary, but incredibly kind of the band to go out of their way to do this for my wife. But it just had us kind of like both thinking, God, it wasn't, and it wasn't even anything my wife was, it was just reflexive. The dad of this young girl said, "Hey, I think that T-shirt was for my daughter." My wife didn't. Well, we have kids, and my wife didn't even think about it. That's literally what she said. She's like, "We have kids. Here you go. Enjoy the T-shirt." And that simple, kind gesture, which honestly, it's like, my wife probably does that stuff, all day long. She's a very nice lady. But injecting good karma into the world, it always comes back to you even greater. Instead of having a T-shirt, now my wife has an autographed sweatshirt from the band. And a little side story, two of this band's songs, "Hey Soul Sister" and "Drive By," were my middle guy's when he was a baby, 2 years old. He was obsessed with these two songs, and they would literally be on repeat when we're driving from New York City to Long Island. We'd listen to these songs 15, 20 times in one car ride. These songs have a special meaning for our family. So, we're going to frame the sweatshirt and hang it in our playroom or our hangout room in our house. And it just goes to show you, kindness is greeted with kindness. Positivity is rewarded with positivity. Good karma is rewarded with good karma in your life. And this is just a real life example of the very thing that I talk about all the time. And I just thought I would share a little positivity with you guys this weekend. I hope you get out there and just spread good karma, spread positivity, because it always comes back several fold greater. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful, restful weekend and are just ready to crush the week ahead. Let's get it.